Hey everyone, welcome back. It's your girl Mercy Earth. So today we want to explore some other parts of Stockholm. The beauty is we are going to go to an island. It's called Djurgården. However, in Swedish it's pronounced as Djurgården. I really don't know how to pronounce that, but bear with me. So first things first, when you want to go to the island, you can either take a tram or you can actually take a boat. However, you can as well walk to the place by crossing the bridge. So now for today, I'm going to take a tram to the island, Djurgården, and basically I've been told that Djurgården means animal garden. So we are going to explore different parts of the island, and there are very many places in which you can tour as let's say for example you're visiting Sweden for the first time, because it has so many museums around there and it has very nice manicured gardens, and I think it's just a beautiful spot for you to visit. Just in case you're planning to visit Stockholm and specifically in Sweden, that's one place that you need to find out. So right here we have taken the tram, we are already at the place, and just something interesting, this is a very awesome place to be, especially if you are into the arts scene, if you're someone who has a lot of passion in terms of arts, in terms of just different things that you are able to find in a new country. So right in front of us is the Nordic Museum, and right now I'll not go in because the main purpose was to show you some of the museums, or rather different interesting spots you can find as a tourist. So follow me. Well, something special about the Nordic Museum is that it's a very historical museum. It kind of shows different epochs in history based on different cultural heritage, starting with the clothes, traditional clothes, different regalia. Let's just say artifacts, memorabilia, everything that is showing the transition from one generation to another, especially in the historical of the Nordic countries. So basically, it is a place that you really need to visit. Maybe in my other videos I might get a chance to visit, but for now I know, or rather I've been told, that we have other museums such as the Viking Museum right in front of us. But in the meantime, let's just explore the place. And also it's a nice place for you to just have a picnic. I think it's especially during summer when we have very nice temperatures, very nice weather. I think it's a very beautiful spot. So if you're planning to have spend some time with your loved ones, family, etc., I can highly recommend this place. The island is amazing, very leafy, fresh air, everything fantastic. Also, just to mention, the island is really fantastic in terms of being a touristic spot. Reason being, the museums you're going to see basically are very close to each other. In the meantime, I just came across this amazing sculpture. I think it was done during the 20th century, purely made of bronze, and you can see right there on the plaque, it has the details of the sculpture. But I think I find it quite fascinating, especially the posture and everything, but that's something I think we're going to focus maybe some other days when I'll be exploring the different art pieces that are in Stockholm, specifically the CBD area. In the meantime, let's just find out what more we can see at this section. You can see right in front of us, right there, I think there is a very, let me say, the old model kind of a tram. I think that was quite fantastic. I wish I was close, but well, I'm a bit, far away from the place. Now, right in front on the right side, we're going to have the entry to the museum. First things first, we are going to explore the Viking Museum, Museum of the Wrecks, the Vasa Museum, the Spirit Museum. Oh wow, you can imagine Sweden has a Spirits Museum. Can you imagine a museum showcasing alcohol? And well, something about the Spirits Museum, I've been actually told that is also showcasing different breweries. It sometimes usually have wine tasting kind of festivals, exhibitions of the different types of spirits, or rather wine that has been produced from Ukraine. And I hear there is an ongoing exhibition. I think we're going to get to see that as well, but let's just see. the good thing about the museums in Stockholm, specifically in Sweden, not so many of them charge. It's free of charge, you know. I think if you really are well traveled, you notice that there are some countries whereby it's not automatic that the museums have an entry free kind of a arrangement. So I think in Sweden this is something that's really really nice, and I think it also has a very good way of educating people about history, the culture, heritage. I find that to be very very amazing. Okay, so I'm quite curious. This is the direction showing the Viking Museum, the Museum of the Wrecks. So this is also the section whereby exhibitions are done, depending with what you're exhibiting. I think there's some which can be done internally, and there's some which are done right at the harbor, and I think this is really really amazing. So this is one of the exhibitions I was mentioning to you earlier on. So it is an exhibition actually prepared, or rather organized, by the Spirit Museum, showcasing the different wineries, different breweries, especially in Ukraine, but targeting, showing people how the war kind of affected that. And I think it's just another way of trying to see how the war in Ukraine really affected so many different aspects of life, and the breweries and the wineries were highly affected as well. So I think this exhibition is almost showcasing that. Well, I didn't get to see what's happening inside, but in the meantime we have the Viking Museum right on the opposite direction, and it's basically showcasing the history of the Viking, anything that you want to see, the artifacts, and most, even when it comes to things concerning culinary, different cuisine, basically in relation to the Viking history. Now, something interesting, you're talking about the Museum of Wrecks here. We are looking into the different shipwrecks that had happened, and I think it just has a whole lot of history in regard to the shipwrecks, and well, I've been told that it's going to be really exciting if you happen to be around here, basically to just have time. And today, as I told you earlier on, basically it was just to show you a different spot in which you can come and tour in case you are in Sweden and you are specifically in Stockholm. This is a place for you to come and explore. The reason why I didn't go into the exhibition spaces is because they are very particular. As you all know, when it comes to the exhibitions, you really have to seek permission before you record. If you're recording for personal use, that's well and good, but then when it comes to something like a production of YouTube, I don't think that's really really allowed. So now, right opposite, we have the ABBA Museum. I think everyone probably knows the ABBA band, In case you don't know about ABBA, actually ABBA was a very very famous band, musical band right here in Sweden. They traveled the whole world with their music, and in case you're not conversant with the songs they created, they're quite famous. The moment you just type in ABBA, you will know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you know some of the songs, it's just that probably most people may not really remember what ABBA is, especially probably in Africa. But if you come from Europe, specifically Sweden, this is one of the most famous musical band. And because of that, there is a specific museum that has actually been created just for the sake of their history, how they started, how they sang, how they toured, preparation, etc. So I can say this island has so much more. And I think it's one of the places that is really, really full of tourists, visitors, and even the people who live in Sweden and outside Sweden. This is one island that you really have to come and explore. In the meantime, guys, kindly make suggestions, ideas in case of anything you want to see more on this channel. Feel free to make suggestions because I highly appreciate your feedback. Thank you.